There's nothing quite like waking up at 7 in the evening. I've just moved into my own place now, so I thought let's best out a game before the year ends. I've been developing this game for a while now, and I needed a breather. I thought upon moving into my own place, I could make a game, but with work impending, I decided it needed to be before the New Year's. It's a very original idea developing a game under time restraint, and the deadline of the new year must be the most original. I've never made a shooter before, so I thought that would be a great place to start. The first task was going to be the most vital for the operation: coffee. With coffee now in my inventory, I lit some incense and got to work modeling the gun for the game. The AK-47, the weapon's so easy even a child could use it, and they do. I wish it was as easy to model though, cause it took me quite a while. That might be because I'm a Blender noob. I've only used this bad boy twice. Now, at 11 PM, I had a gun, and I was very excited to use it. I started making a player controller. I gave him all my love and attention. I taught him to walk, jump, and see the world around him. It was only when I trusted him did I give him the gun. When he came to shoot me, however, he came to realize there were no bullets in the gun. My bad. To fix this, I created a bullet manager that would create and reuse bullets. This is to prevent the slow process of spawning bullets every time one is fired, which, with Alan Sugar around, is quite a lot. Upon game start, the bullet manager creates generic 9mm bullets. Then, when a gun requests a bullet, the bullet manager passes one over. The gun can now pass the bullet a list of properties, detailing how it should behave before letting it loose. Then, the bullet paranoidly checks if it hits something, and if it does, it informs them, "Oi, you appear to have been shot, mate," before being handed back to the bullet manager. Using this system meant the player could finally shoot, allowing me to move on to the next breaking point for the game: making smash burgers. Making these burgers was fun, and eating them even funner. Doing this gave me the energy and drive to do what I did, and so I had to give myself 5 stars on TripAdvisor. After the burgers, I did some planning, and I finally decided what the game was. Boys, the plan is simple. Shoot them before they shoot you. Waves of enemies spawn, and you must defeat them. With an idea of what the game was, spoiler alert, it was a game, I got to work designing the enemy's brain. I made him simple, trying to keep things manageable. How the AI works is it does different things depending on its state, to which it can be 1 in 4. Looking, getting in range, aiming and firing. The enemy starts lost, going in any random direction, just looking for the player. Once the player has been found, the enemy will try and get in range so he can aim at him and then fire. Of course, if the enemy loses sight of the player, he will go back on that desperate search. After my little biology experiment, programming a brain, I went for a walk, where I thought about how I could use my newly programmed AI to take over the world. But then I realized how pretty everything looked in the morning glow, and decided to spare the world from these evil red men this time. Next, I yesified the game with post-processing effects before glassifying the enemies. With the deadline of the new year looming, and the main mechanics now dealt with, I started working on a level manager. A level manager is a well-paid job, whose responsibilities are controlling the waves, managing win and loss conditions, and dealing with angry Karens. Basically, what makes the game a game. After I worked on the UI, I kept the information close to the gun so it was easy to eyeball in the heat of a battle. I also added a map with mini variety to make it easier to spot where enemies are. With seconds remaining before the new year, 10,800 of them to be exact, I added the finishing touches before nicely asking my friends to playtest my game. After, I made changes based on feedback. If you're interested, you can play this game in the comfort of your own browser. Note, it will run better in some browsers better than others. I called it the last shots of the year. I've also improved the game since the game challenge, which is simply named Shots. Both are linked in the description.